In this video, you're going to learn the real reason you're exhausted and why it has nothing to do with laziness or lack of motivation or anything being wrong with you. If you've been wondering why your creativity feels dull, why focus feels slippery, why everything feels heavier than it should, this is going to give you language for an experience you've been carrying silently. We all have. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a grounded psychological explanation for what's happening on a global scale, a simple way to get your clarity back and energy back, and a framework for rebuilding your business from alignment, not burnout. Not through hustle, not through pressure, not through just try harder, but through a kind of internal alignment that restores you instead of drains you. So take a breath, let your shoulders drop, and let's go there together. Hi, I'm Jonathan Tilley, a personal brand strategist and Squarespace web designer who helps creative professionals go from unnoticed to unforgettable so they can step into the spotlight with authenticity, clarity, and connection. With over 10 years working in the online space, over 100 Squarespace websites designed for my clients, and over 1,000 students learning from my online courses, I help my clients and students create personally branded content with magnetic messaging, vibrant visuals, and delicious designs that prove to their dream clients that they are the no-brainer choice for what they desire. Have you whispered this to yourself? I can't get it together. Everything feels heavy. I want to work on my business, but I can't get myself to start. I am so tired, and I don't even know why. So a few years ago, I was living this hilarious paradox. I had moved to the coast of Spain. My days started with sunrise walks through orange groves with my dog Rufo, a kettlebell workout, a protein shake. I mean, the dream morning routine, right? And yet internally, it felt like my nervous system was being held together with dental floss. Not sadness, not laziness, not apathy, just an internal shaking. Like my mind was in one time zone and my body was in another. Cognitive dissonance, identity lag, the messy middle. And if you've ever felt that, let me name the thing that was happening. Cognitive overload. The point where your internal stress system can't return to baseline because it's been activated for too long. It's not a character flaw, it's not a failure, it's a biological signal. You're carrying too much for too long with too little rest. You're not broken, you're misaligned. And those are not the same things. To understand exhaustion, we have to zoom out, gain massive perspective. We are living through constant global tension, a world that was not built for human biology. Doom-filled headlines, crisis after crisis, algorithms built on fear, timelines that reward outrage, a world that never pauses. Psychologists call this chronic ambient stress. Stress you didn't choose, can't control, but your body still absorbs anyway because it's baked into the environment. Your nervous system can't differentiate between danger on the news and danger in the room, so it stays activated, hypervigilant, overstretched. Humans were built to scan for only one tiger in the entire field, not 5 million notifications before breakfast. So of course you feel overwhelmed. Your focus is fractured, your brain feels foggy. You're trying to stay grounded in a world built to keep you spinning, keep you scrolling, keep you consuming. Most people think they're exhausted because they're busy, but exhaustion today has nothing to do with workload. It's about fragmentation. Your brain is toggling between news, algorithm, messages, email, WhatsApp, TikTok, Instagram, email, anxiety, back to news, back to self-doubt. Your attention has become a public playground. Everyone wants a piece of your nervous system. And here's the truth that's hard to accept. You can't build a business, a personal brand, and a life you love from a dysregulated body and a shattered attention span. You're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're switching too much. And I bet you could feel the difference when I said that, right? Yep, rent still needs to be paid. Yeah, clients still need your help. Yes, your work still matters, actually now more than ever. But how do you get to be where you want to be while wading through your own messy middle and being bombarded with external impulses, distractions, and detours that desperately need a clearly set boundary from all sides? Here's something that I've noticed with my personal branding and web design clients, my students, who take my courses, and even me, myself, and I in my own life. The people who succeed are not the people with the most talent. They're the people who can regulate themselves long enough to get the work done. The ability to realize that when they are overstimulated, they remove themselves from that stimulation so they can bring their mind back into focus even when the world tries to pull it away. Self-regulation is one of the strongest predictors of long-term success. So, how do you self-regulate in a world that pushes all of your buttons? All right, here's what works for me, and maybe it'll work for you, and it's simpler than you think. 5 minutes of nervous system grounding is worth 5 hours of pushing. So I walk, I breathe, I slow my sensory input. I work out every morning to create a standard baseline. I start my day with a full cup. I work from 9 to 5, then I wrap it up, take a big long walk with my dog, make dinner, and call it a day. I have an excellent put myself to bed routine that winds me down from my day, gets me ready for bedtime, and helps me sleep at least 8 hours a night. My fantastic morning routine is predicated on having an even better evening routine to put myself to bed. I regulate before I create. My off the air time is far more important than my on the air time. I'm the only person on the earth that knows how to protect my peace, allocate my energy, and still care deeply. I set kind and clear boundaries to keep everything in place. I check and reply to my email once in the morning and once in the afternoon. That's it. Meetings, phone calls, deep work time, it's all scheduled. If it's not on my calendar, it does not exist to me. Friends know not to contact me for a spontaneous coffee catch-up in 30 minutes. If we are going to have coffee together, it will be planned at least 1 week in advance. If someone crosses a boundary, then I don't get upset at them. Rather, I ask myself, what standard did I set for them to think it was okay to treat me like that? Then I adapt accordingly. Set a kind and clear boundary, and things fall back into place. It's my job to protect my peace. I mean, I'd be a fool to give that job to anyone else and think they'll do it better than I could. My life, my peace, my rules. I don't jump from task to task. I only batch tasks. I only work from Monday through Friday. One day is a scheduled writing day. One day is a scheduled filming day. One day is a scheduled editing day. One day is a scheduled web design day. One day is a scheduled client day. I organize those days to fit my overall workload for the entire week. I turn off notifications. I mean, my phone is always on silent. I limit my input so I can maximize my output. Not because the outside world is calm, it isn't, but because I have to create my inside world of calm long enough to build momentum. This is the one that most people miss. Exhaustion is often identity misaligned wearing a fatigue costume. When your website doesn't match who you are now, when your messaging feels off, when your visuals feel outdated, when your color palette isn't the same colors you wear on your body every day and decorate your home in, when your website font pairing looks less professional and more like your grandmother's live, laugh, love wall art hanging in the kitchen. Sorry, Nana. That internal friction drains energy faster than any workload ever could. But when you step into the most authentic future version of yourself, show up like that, embody that energy, and vibe from that place of alignment and clarity, you feel restored, regulated, and momentum. It returns naturally. It's not, oh, look, you're wearing your branding colors. What do you wear in real life? This is my branding color. I'm not putting anything on. I'm literally living proof of it because it just feels right to me. I couldn't wear anything else without feeling inauthentic. See the difference? I recently went through a huge transformation, and although it took a lot of energy, it was nothing compared to how exhausted I was before taking the first step. In 2023, despite the idyllic life I designed for myself, Spain, sunlight, pristine beaches, fragrant orange groves, magnificent morning routines, something felt wrong. I kept saying, I feel like I'm a year behind in my own life. My identity had evolved, but my brand, my visuals, my messaging, my systems hadn't. I created the life I had only dreamed about and stepped into my most authentic future self. Yay! But I dragged my old self, my old patterns, my old systems into this new life, and it was draining. By redesigning my lifestyle, I inadvertently had to restructure my business as well. So I let go of services, offerings, courses, memberships, and nightmare clients that were no longer serving me. I updated my messaging. I got new photos, rebuilt my website, created a new video setup, setup, just like this. Built a better online course that felt way more aligned, recommitted to who I actually am, and everything inside me settled. My nervous system softened, my energy returned, my creativity sharpened, and my business grew. I felt like myself again. And that was the day that I realized people aren't exhausted because they're broken, they're exhausted because they're not aligned. If you've been feeling tired, unfocused, or stuck, this was never about you being weak or unmotivated or behind. This was always about your biology trying to protect you while your identity tried to evolve inside a world that never turns down the volume. The real work isn't to push harder. That's a huge lesson to learn. The real work is to align who you are with how you show up. And when you return to yourself, your energy comes back with you. So if you've been listening to this and thinking, yeah, this is literally me, then let me say this gently and with so much compassion. You don't need more motivation. You don't need a better morning routine. You don't need to hustle harder. You need clarity. The kind that grounds you, the kind that calms your nervous system, the kind that makes everything finally make sense. And depending upon where you are in your journey, you have a few beautiful next steps, all of them designed to support you in a different way. If you want to understand what's working, what's not, and what your next smartest move is, start with my free Brand Clarity Bootcamp. It's free, it's powerful, and it's the personal brand audit I wish I could have given to you years ago. This is where most people begin, and for good reason. It gives you language for what you've been feeling and direction for where you're meant to go. If you're the kind of person who loves learning, building, and evolving at your own pace, then my Personal Branding Studio membership course is for you. It's the membership where I guide you through my 3-step process: align, curate, elevate, so you create magnetic messaging, vibrant visuals, and delicious designs for your personal brand, website, and social media, all with community, support, and structure. This is where you build your personal brand from the inside out. If you're ready for a deeper transformation where your brand, your messaging, and your website finally feel aligned, then here are the more hands-on paths. My Squarespace templates. If you want a beautiful, strategic website without the overwhelm, choose one of my Squarespace templates that matches your personality type and business model, and start dragging and dropping your way to a clean, elevated online home. This is the easiest way to look polished fast without starting from scratch. Done in a day. You, me, on Zoom for a full 8 hours, rebuilding your personal brand and upgrading your website together in real time. It's focused, intensive, and designed to give you clarity and momentum immediately. Website in a week. 5 powerful days where we rebrand you from top to bottom. Your messaging, your visuals, your design, your personal brand, your website, and even your social media alignment. By the end, you walk away with a professional, future-ready online presence that finally reflects who you truly are. Whatever option vibes with you best, the link is below for you to take your next logical step that feels like the smartest move for you. So wherever you are, exhausted, rebuilding, or rising, you don't have to do it alone. Choose the path that fits where you are today. Start with clarity, and when you're ready, I'm right here. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.